I told him this was a bad idea the moment he formed that alliance. I thought it was a bad idea, but did he listen to me? No! Ugh. Honestly, after this episode... Okay? Honestly, after this episode, Malcolm has really fallen down in my books. Just, ugh. Up until now, I thought people were stretching it when they said they don't like him anymore. Phew, not no more! Malcolm has gone from being the person I wanted to see win fan favorite last season to the person I want gone ASAP. Yes, even more than Philip! Ugh. Crying out loud, dude! I mean, like, you did it. You jumped the gun with that alliance thing. Half the tribe knows what you did. You lost your closest allies, so now, what have you got left? A bunch of fans that are practically useless. Here, oh, you've got an idol, yeah. And the ability to win challenges, so what? You're on your own here, buddy. Just, oh, God. Well, Malcolm's definitely lost a fan. Anyways, rewinding the tape back to the beginning of the episode, there isn't really that much to discuss before the challenge except for Malcolm pulling Corinne and Michael into his alliance, which is the smart move because he's going back to his closest ally to make sure things are still good, and turns out she's got another ally, bringing the total numbers supposedly to 6, because at that point it was just, you know, practically a guarantee that they were all sort of following his directions and all that. Then as they're going to that challenge, Cochran makes that comment kind of out of the blue that he's really hoping he can do well at this, and I don't know why, it kind of got me hoping that he'd do well. I really don't know why. And then I see how he's doing in the challenges, and then as it goes on, I go, you know what, I'd really like him to win this. And then it came down to him and Malcolm, and even though I know Malcolm's not going to go anywhere because he's got his in and immunity idol, I was just praying Cochran would win just so Malcolm just basically get that slap in the face, and he did. I was like, oh. But even if it hadn't been against Malcolm, I would have been happy for Cochran to win, because the last couple of episodes, he's really shifted in my mind, because I wasn't expecting him to bring that much different to the plate. You can argue he isn't, but I feel he is. He's really improving himself, to me. And now he can check off another list of Survivor achievements. I mean, like, first he gets on the show, then he gets to be acknowledged by Probst, he gets to be a major player in his seasons, he gets to be called by his last name, although that's merely a merit badge in his books. He's won immunity, he makes it to the jury both times, at least we would hope. More on that later. He gets Probst to pat him on the shoulder, Probst to really like him, so all he's got to do now is find a hidden immunity. I know, but I don't think that's happening, and make it to the end. I'm not going to say win because you got to get to the end first. But yeah, Cochran, he's really putting himself in a good position. So then they come back from the challenge, and then it appears that Michael's Bro Alliance, along with Corinne, are going to vote out Sherry and all that. But Corinne, in her insane bit about not trying to split the votes and all that, and yes, I know that split votes doesn't always work out, HVV, enough said, but just... you're just going on the table. You're like, oh, but it has to be this way. And all that. Just calm down and think for a second. Nobody really wants Sherry to win the game. Okay? Somebody, even if it had been a 6-6 tie, would have flipped. But there's no way it would have been a 6-6 tie if you had kept your mouth shut. Just... yeah, she really behaves like an idiot. Because all she had to do was shut up and she would have been fine. Oh heck, had she gone to anyone other than Dawn and not coughed everything up, she might have been fine, just hooey. But she goes over to Dawn, who pieces it together and realizes, wait a minute, I vote out Sherry, suddenly I've got this 6 strong people's alliance that are just gonna knock me off along with everyone else. I'm not gonna do that, so she goes to Cochran, who goes to Philip, who goes to Andrea, who goes to Eric. And I don't know who goes to Brenda, which is really annoying because, okay, Brenda was one of the few people I was excited to see back. At this point, I'm closing the books on her. I mean, like, I want her to get farther than she did last time, but... Oh yeah, and I want her to be satisfied about her game when she goes, but just... Brenda, you're not gonna win. I'm sorry. But anyways, they're all going to each other, they're all realizing it, and even before they started realizing it, I was really hoping that Malcolm wouldn't triumph and all of that, because I'm not really that big of a fan of seeing Reynold, Eddie, Michael, or Corinne win the game. I was interested in what they were doing in the season, but win the game, no. So, getting rid of all those other favorites, even though they would be getting Sherry and Philip, who I wouldn't mind seeing gone, just would put the others in danger, so I was really hoping that they wouldn't do it. And then it comes down to Eric, who has been mentioned as being in the Bro Alliance, but never got any confession time, but everyone else was. So then suddenly, he's in the power spot, and then it comes down to, is he going to flip or not? And I was so hoping he would. So then everyone goes to Tribal, and I'm amazed that everyone was able to keep a straight face. There was no hints or anything like that. So everyone goes out there, and then it's 5 votes for Sherry, and like Corinne, Malcolm, and everyone are just like, Corinne, and everyone's just like, and then as it goes on, she just goes, oh my god, ninth person voted out as Survivor Caramoan. Boom! Sting! Huh. Yeah! So she got booted. Take that, Malcolm! Yeah! Take it. Suck it, buddy. So, that's the downfall of Corinne. Now, I didn't really mind Corinne, honestly, but her problem was just that she ran her mouth off, so in the end, did she deserve to go? Purely for just running her mouth off like that, yeah, she deserved to go, but let me tell you, do I hate her? Not really. Although, ironically, every favorite that has gone so far was one of the favorites. I was like, what? What are you doing bringing these people back? Ah! Yeah. So Philip's the only one left in that category, although now Malcolm's suddenly my least favorite of the favorites. Least favorite of the favorites. And one last thing. Why didn't the jury start? What? Are we doing another 8-member jury with 3 finalists? I didn't like that. It's just, I find it stupid. I mean, like, you should never have an even member jury. Even if there's odd number of players, just... It doesn't work in my mind. You always want to have an odd member jury so there is a clear majority possible. But I would think that you want it to be 2 finalists just so a tie is not possible. I don't know. I really wanted to go back to Final 2, but I don't think that's going to happen. But really, I love this episode, even though half of this video has been a rant against Malcolm and Corinne. Sorry about this. So, there are 2 big questions that need to be answered. When's the jury going to start, and what the heck happens to Malcolm? Well, I hope that guy goes ASAP, even though he's playing his idol next Tribal, but the problem is, nobody knows he or Reynold have their respective idols. And, Malcolm's already mentioned that, Andrea took the new Goda tribe, aka the Goda favorites, on a search for the idol, and Reynold and Malcolm are just like, we've got the idol, so yeah. Yeah, just whatever. So, this episode really has changed aspects of what is happening this season, and I'm really hoping that, unlike Philippines, that this merge will both be unpredictable and a lot more satisfying. Bye, guys.